What is up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. It is your guy, Justin Perri, here with none other than Tim Splant from the Number Edge Discord. You know him, you love him. Tim, how you doing today?
Good. It's happy Tuesday. Ready to talk baseball. NHL's done. NBA's done. So all we got is baseball. There's a few tennis people out there, though.
It is definitely
That's not for me,
the
though.
dog days of summer. You know, we got a little Wimbledon going on for sure, but let's get into it. Bring up some cool stuff that I just wanted to chat about. We were just in the Discord talking about a post from a betting Twitter about parlaying the Yankees and the Dodgers. And if you'd done it every single day, you'd be up like 16 units. So obviously it prompted me to go look at some of the data behind the most profitable teams in baseball. I have it on the screen right now, which I will bring up in a second. It's just our pretty faces for a little too long there, Tim. But
never too long.
We got Maceyu. We got Mace in the chat. We got McWinney in the chat. We got the boys out here. Let's do it. All right. I'm sick though, guys. So if I'm a little loopy today, just bear with me. Thanks. Anyway, Tim, Baltimore coming in right now is the third most profitable team in baseball. I don't think that should surprise anybody who, has been watching. This team has been winning when they are not expected to. But what do you make of this list? Any other surprises? Obviously topped by Mets, Yankees, but what stands out right now?
Yeah, you know what? Same thing. Baltimore, they're actually really good against lefties, too. If you take a look at their winning numbers, they make you a lot of money if you're betting them against lefties.
That's a good point. They're definitely one of the one of the teams that has maybe surprised the most people. We have guys like Austin Hayes and Ryan Mountcastle, Santander, Mancini, a lot of just good players who get it done. Now, it's really interesting. Yeah.
They also, I think I just read today, they had their first winning month in a couple of years after that win last night.
It's crazy. Yeah, they don't win a lot of games, but the thing is that they're so often the underdog, right? So like if you go look at this money here, they're 35-40, but up 11 units. The next teams that are even close, the Padres are 45-30, but up less. The Houston's 45-27 and up less. Boston, another 40-win team that is in good money. I mean, winning 4.5 units, just blindly betting a team throughout a season is pretty awesome. Obviously the Yankees at 13 is even better, but to see Baltimore doing that, and there's a lot of interesting data on this page. I really enjoy this. Like, look at this. The run line money is even crazier for Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. 17 units. That's better than parlaying the Yankees and the Dodgers. So
absolutely
cool site to check out. We put it in the Discord. What's up, Rock Lobster? How you guys doing? Really, everyone's excited about Tim being here. We got our hit parlay. We'll definitely touch on that in a little bit. But yeah, first winning month. Thank you, Matt. All right, let's get to some of the sim analysis and get into some of the games that we're going to talk about today. So we have the Number Edge simulations, of course, always on Discord. Everything that we're talking about, usually in that MLB channel. Tim, what's jumping off the page for you today? We can just start wherever you think is the most interesting. I know the Minnesota game is already underway. I don't even know the score right now. But
yeah,
what do you think about the rest of the slate?
It's 1-0 Indians right now.
Nice.
But we have a really good slate today. I like it. Mets Houston. That's obviously one of the big games. I think we should start with that one.
All right, let's do it. Yeah, it looks like we had a run in the first inning. Nice. Guardians was a play from a couple people in the Discord. I kind of agreed. Interesting to see that Ahmed Rosario scored the run. Franmil Reyes, who's been having a pretty dang good season, drove it in, 2 hits. Nice. We like a good yes run first inning cash. We know that that's really like the way we try to approach first innings, because you do always see the best 6 hitters, or top 6 hitters. But anyway, let's talk a little bit more about that Mets game. What do you make of this line? I mean, this is a huge matchup. We're talking about 2 of the top teams in baseball, with the Astros coming to town into Flushing Meadows. Yeah, I think it's Flushing Queens, whatever. Again, kind of under the weather, so stick with my fog today, everybody. What are you thinking here? I mean, I know that we saw Mike take a little bit of this side with Houston. His model likes Houston. What do you think?
Definitely. I mean, obviously his numbers edge here. Numbers have Houston as a little bit of value in that one, but there's so much that goes into this game. I mean, you love the Mets first fives. Also, the Mets are off a day off. You know, they're 10-0. They're 10-0 off of days off. So I mean, that's a pretty big trend as well. Both pitchers are doing really well. Or actually, no, Carrasco's not doing well. Carrasco's been getting lit up the last few games.
He has been well, right? So what's his stat?
The last two games, I feel like he's been getting lit up.
Let me look at his numbers really quick while you just keep it. But I think like you're probably onto something with maybe staying away from him. So I'm looking at it now. In his last 13, 14 batters faced really have not been pretty. If you want to like look at it as sort of falling apart, he's given up 5 runs in 2 of his last 3 starts. He has not had a clean sheet since the beginning of the month against the Nationals. In his last 4 starts against the Padres, the Marlins, and 3 starts. Sorry, Angels, Padres, Marlins, and Astros. So he just saw the Astros too. So 6 days later. They're coming to town to play him, and they just lit him up for 5 in 2.1 innings. I don't know. This might be a tall task for Carrasco.
And Valdez, he's 4-1 on the road with a 1.95 ERA. It's just tough because Mets have been so good with 10-0 on days off. I'm not going on any side here. I think Houston team total is the way to go for me. If Carrasco gives up some more hits here. I know I took it at about 4, over 4.
I like that. I took I just played that over 1.5 first 5 for DraftKings. I don't know why that lines up. It was -150, but you know what? Sometimes you got to just be like, you know, getting 2 runs in the first 5 for this Astros team against Carrasco, who's definitely struggled. Now, devil's advocate, right? You got to be able to say why your own bet sucks. And be able to sort of overcome that. Look, Carrasco has a undefeated record at home. He's never taken the loss there. 3.0 ERA there at Citi Field, 6.11 when he leaves Citi Field. So now you can read into a lot of things, right? He had a really great May. He pitched to a 3.6 ERA, 4-0 record, but it's not outside. I mean, he was okay in April, but in June, it really sort of has not looked great. He's been a below average pitcher, 5.33 ERA, 1.58 whip in the last 28 days. You can't have that. And those teams that he played were not exactly that special. I mean, the Marlins got 8 hits off of him. The Angels got 9 hits off of him. Astros scored 5 runs off of just 4 hits. He's got to show up. Carrasco's got to show up. So I'm on Houston tonight. Definitely on Houston tonight. I think it's
Valdez has been good. The Astros unders are 67% on the year. What is it, 46, 23, and 2, around that number? A lot of unders for Houston.
I feel like it's kind of been progressing to the mean a little bit, or the norm a little bit more long term. I feel like their last 8 or 10 or so, they have been scoring runs. It was really drastic in the beginning of the year. I feel like the Houston offense is really kind of out a little bit more. Jordan to hit a home run, 325. Look, I'm not against it. Carrasco, he does give up the long ball. He gave up 3 to the Astros, right? So they could do it again. They could definitely do it again. He has given up He's given up 6 home runs in his last 3 appearances. So it hasn't been pretty for the guy. But yeah, I'm putting money on the -150 line, even though it's a little juicy. I think we get 2 runs in the first 5 innings. I think we get runs late. It really comes down to the fastball velocity. If he can get the movement on it tonight, we can go take a peek at the VMI really quick and just see how that's looking out there for this game. I don't think we're going to hit every single game today. We're going to definitely try to talk probably for about an hour today, but that's fascinating. You a big VMI guy, Tim?
Yeah, I like it. I like the hitting conditions, all that.
We got wind blowing out. but the air density is high. This is very high air density for a night in late June. Negative 4.5, negative 4. What gets really interesting to me, what I've found on this page recently, is this the hitter team stats here. So you go here and you go to the bottom, and like you say, okay, let's take a look at the National Mets team, sure, and you display the team. You're going to get the entire season data on how they've done in certain VMI ranges at their home park or at their away park. So it's very rare. Only 29 at bats for the Mets season have been in a VMI of -5 or worse. So they were very close to that today. And they have a 207 batting average. If they can keep it positive, look how much better their batting percentage is. They have almost as many hits in 200 less at bats. So it might be an interesting night for an under. This is interesting because this is a interleague game tonight. Let's look at the Astros really quick, how they do on the road in a negative situation. Again, they definitely struggle. It's interesting. It could be a really good underplay tonight, but you want to know what? I played a lot of VMI. What were we saying?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying I looked at VMI a lot.
Just with Valdez's 1.9 ERA.
It's definitely a delay.
Valdez has been pitching well, maybe like a Mets first 5. Yeah.
It definitely comes in and out. I think it's my Wi-Fi. So definitely an apology to everyone who's like, why are you guys talking over each other? I think we're getting our audio a second late. But nonetheless, I definitely think that Astros first 5 is an interesting way to look at it. Under in the first 5 is an interesting way to look at it. But I think the Mets could struggle tonight is really where my feelings are. And I think the Astros bats could get some runs in. So we'll see. Do you agree though? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love it. I would look at Mets team total first 5 under, to be honest with you.
Nice. All right, let's move on. Another game that we have on the slate tonight is going to be that I'm pretty interested in out here. I don't really want to talk about this Texas-Kansas City series too much, but I think you just have to continue fading Kansas City at home because they play at such a good hitter's ballpark that most visiting teams get a bump, and they're just not good enough. One of the worst teams in baseball, in my opinion. How do you feel about John Gray tonight with maybe looking for a bounce back spot right after that Phillies appearance last time? He's been playing pretty well this season.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot in this Texas game other than just fade KC. Like you said, I haven't looked a whole lot into that game.
Yeah. Really quickly, we can go look at what Gray has done this season, just to talk about why we're considering this. Outside of that most recent performance, again, against the Phillies, he let up 2 runs in 5.2 innings. But before that, he has looked pretty good. Again, he has had a couple bad spots on the road. So I do worry a little bit. He gave up 5 to the A's and the Guardians. Yuck. I don't know. This could be a really bad John Gray start coming here on the road. Kansas City might be due. I think you can just fade KC by the book, like just keep fading them because they stink. But that's really it. You know, if you're taking this because you fade Kansas City every single day, and look, if you look back at this covers thing, right, that we were talking about at the beginning of the episode, most profitable money line teams. Again, I posted this link in the Discord, but look at these bottom teams here, right? Kansas City, 13. That 1389 is literally you made more money this season taking the teams against Kansas City than playing on the Yankees. It is more. I've been saying it for like the last month. It is more profitable this season to be fading bad teams than chasing good teams. And that just makes sense with the ethos of how sports books kind of grade bets, right? Like they always shade towards favorites. But you want to doesn't matter if they're crappy teams who just can't win games. Oakland, Cincy, Kansas City, Cubs, Angels, you just go against all those teams. You're up over 60 units this year. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, so I think we just keep fading Kansas City. I know since a
Absolutely.
lot of
Yeah, I
that
was on Texas
Cincinnati,
yesterday.
I know. You think they bounce back? Or are we looking at a sweep? Or do you think you like, since Texas took game 1, do you like betting Kansas City in both the next 2 and hope they get 1 and you profit a little bit? Or is that too risky, you think?
I think it all depends on the number, to be honest with you. For me, I'm not touching the game today. I just don't like any of the numbers in that game.
That's fair. I think we saw today, I posted a quick just rundown of all of Mike's money line edges in the Market Mover channel on Discord. And what we're seeing with this game here is Texas had that at Texas minus 145, which is where it was. I don't really know where it is right now. We'll take a look really quick. Texas, you can get 147 still at win, which is 2 cents worse. So really not that much of a big deal. But so at 147 now on the number edge sims, that's going to be a 26-cent edge. Pretty good, still kind of steep. So I rated it as like one of the lower tier plays for what the model would recommend. I definitely think it's worth putting like a small bit of money against those bad teams every day. It's just it's very worth it.
You could even look at it like a live play. Maybe Texas and KC hangs around in the beginning, and then that KC bullpen's so bad. If it's close, you could look at any of the numbers. If they pop out at you, Texas might be a good in play. Same as the Yankees yesterday. They go down, and I see a plus 200 on the Yankees. I'm like, how do I not take this?
They can just do it, right? And I think it's good to have like that type of systemic unit where it's not like, okay, like if you're $100 better, which is what I play at, you maybe aren't putting a full unit on a live play. You have like $10 for live plays. You have like, $20 for fading the Royals every day. Like, like smaller plays systemically, just sort of like bankroll boosters in the background. And look, I mean, again, though, we're seeing that maybe just playing small on like the gut feel and bankroll boosting strictly against the Royals is how to actually do it. Now, when we were looking at that data, you definitely want to look at how the teams have been. Don't get misled here by Cincinnati, who started the season terribly and was probably even worse here, right? So this is really interesting data. I really enjoy looking at like, okay, Yankees are the best home one. Oakland at home is god awful. That is ridiculous. That might be the highest number,
really
absolute value on the page. Yeah, it is. That's the highest value on the page. So the most profitable single team trend on money lines or run lines right now is Oakland at home fade. It's ridiculous. They're 8-29 on their home field.
It's tough to play in front of no fans, right?
Definitely seeing it. That is pretty much it. I just think, I don't even know, man. Kansas City has the same excuse. 8 is inexcusable. That's inexcusable.
Yeah.
At this point of the season, that's bad. Even the Tigers have 17 home wins, man. The Tigers. Crazy.
It's only going to get worse, too, as they're going to be dealing players this month. So, I mean, it can't get any better either.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. I wonder who's like surprising at the top of this list. Like, this is interesting. Like Colorado at home, obviously. We know Colorado away, but that's kind of interesting to see. Miami a little bit more reliable at home.
Up there.
It's hard to hit there. And they can take away a lot of a team's advantage, and the pitchers just duel and in games like that, the Rays team is built to win. That's exactly the way that they play. So makes a little sense to me. Anyway, let's talk about
this Braves game.
Well, yeah, I love it. A lot of opinions on this one, right? We definitely have a lot of Braves fans in the Discord. Love to see it. What are you thinking, Tim?
I mean, obviously you pop off and see Braves money or plus money against a Harperless Philadelphia team. You want to jump off right to them right away, but then you dig more into it. For me, my favorite play is the first 5 under. because Morton and Wheeler, they've been dealing. I mean, early in the year, Morton's been like an overbetter, but lately, ever since that Cubs game, he's been pitching well. He's got about 40 strikeouts in his last 4 games, 20 in his last 2 games. Wheeler's been striking out over 6, I think 9 out of his last 10 games. So we might have a lot of swing and misses early on. And then when the bullpens come in, I think Atlanta has the better bullpen. So if I had to bet it, I would take Atlanta full game, first 5 under. I know you're on Philadelphia, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm on it because I don't like the price on Atlanta here on the road. I understand.
Okay.
I understand Charlie Morton's been dealing. Interestingly enough, Morton's on the wire in our league. He's sitting there, sitting pretty, having like
Hang on.
4.
I'll be right back.
Claims are Sunday night, buddy. No, but look, he's been dealing, but I think you got to like be a little bit weary of this type of player who can like be so up and down. Morton like could just as easily play terribly tonight as he could play very well. All right. And
Absolutely.
You're looking at Zach Wheeler, who had a pretty rough outing against the Rangers on the road, probably looking to get right. Morton, like you mentioned, in the month of June, every single start, over 8 strikeouts, 8, 12, 9, 11. But let's look at who he played. Rockies, Pirates, Cubs. Okay. We're starting to understand why. Right.
Yep.
Now, the Giants game in the most recent outing was obviously the most impressive of all of them, but it was at home. He is not at home today. He has to go on the road, and his splits for that are a little rough, especially night games. 6.03 ERA in night games, 5.63 on the road, 4 at home. All of his losses have come on the road. So yeah, I like Philly here tonight. I think, there's a lot of a reaction against, this Bryce Harper injury. Are they going to be able to do anything? Like, are they screwed? Look, if there's ever been a time for Nick Castellanos to get like woken up with the vigor of his Lord, like it is now. He's going to get to rest his legs more because he's going to be able to DH. So I don't know. I think you could see a resurgence for Nick Castellanos in the second half of the season if Harper's out. And Schwarber's a beast. So, what are you going to do? And Rhys Hoskins plays well. So, I like Philly.
You like Philly. I like the first half under. I took under 4.5 for the first 5. I'm hoping
that I think I also agree with. Yeah, that I also agree with. I mean, you saw, like I said, that rough outing for Wheeler was also on an error. Only 2 of the 4 runs were earned. I think he gets back to business. I think it's a 1 or 2, probably a 1 run, maybe 2. Yeah, probably 2. What's the line? Is it 4.5 or 3.5 for the under
for the first 5?
Yeah,
I got 4.5 earlier today.
Okay, yeah, 4.5 feels really nice. As we can see here, Mike Sim has 7.2 on the game, so it might have come down a little bit if you got it yesterday. Oh no, Acuna. Interesting. I did not know this. No Ozzy, but yeah, that
really like that first 5 under better now.
Yeah, if you have 4.5, you're definitely sitting pretty, dude. I think it might be a 3.5 at this point. Maybe 4.
Oh wow.
Especially if those people are expected to be sitting, but nonetheless, yeah, this is probably a nice play. It might be a bit of a trap. I'm a little worried.
Webb, I do like that Morton over 6.5 Ks. I also took that too.
Nice. All right, so you got Tim on your side. I have a little pause personally. Again, looking at every single time he's gone out, he's done this. He's gonna do it again. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he does. It's been pretty consistent.
It'll be a fun game to watch.
Continues with a hot June. I just think this is a much better team. My Wi-Fi is terrible.
Yeah, it's a little glitchy today.
That's so weird. I have I pay for the best Wi-Fi I can get. So not important though. Anyway, on to the next.
Move on to the next game. What do you think of your next game?
I mean, if we want to talk about maybe the most interesting game on the slate tonight, it's probably Boston and Toronto. I mean, these are two teams that are. Wait, what?
Nothing.
Not Baltimore, Seattle. I mean, I don't know. You got me there. I would be like, I didn't even remember they were playing. I don't think that's the most interesting game, just because. I mean, it kind of is, but Baltimore's a better team. I like that Baltimore team. I don't think anything else has
Robbie Ray's getting into form, but Baltimore's very good against lefties. So I think it's a pretty interesting game, to be honest with you.
Robbie Ray. Oh man, I think I put like $10 on him to win the Cy Young. What a waste.
Yeah, you can burn that one.
You can just burn that one. That ticket's worthless. Just toilet paper. But another interesting game is Woodruff and Shane Baz. But let's talk Waka Stripling. I know Rock Lobster in the chat here, our guy, saying he's on Boston. What do you make this one? You like the favorite? You think Toronto keeps going?
I've been going back and forth this game. I like Boston. You know, the crazy stat, Toronto lost like the last 5 game 2s of their series. I don't know if that matters, but I don't know. I didn't pick this side yet. Both pitchers have been pitching well. Maybe a first 5 under. I've been digging after these first 5 unders in a lot of these games lately, and they've been hitting pretty well.
Yeah, I got my my ass handed to them on all 3 of mine last night, but it is still the sharpest bet in baseball. It just is. But it usually is. Like, it's just a bet that a lot of people don't like to take. And you know, if you can just average basically a smaller true, I guess, differential between the expected and the implied lines over time, you should be able to profit more, right? So anyway, as you mentioned, Ross Stripling has been on fire. 4-1 in the month of June. After a 5.65 ERA in May, he is a 1.16 ERA here in this month. In the 85 batters that have faced, only 3 runs have crossed the plate, 16 strikeouts, 15 hits, only 3 walks in 4 starts. Maybe 5. I don't know. He has a game here that he didn't start one of. Did he have an opener? Yeah, they might have used an opener in Chicago when Chicago came to visit, or maybe he pitched relief. Oh, no, he was still relieving. Yes. Okay. Right. I forgot he was in the pen for a minute. But yeah, I don't know. This is a pretty fascinating one. Waka looks like he should be regressing. That's the only thing here is my problem. So, Rock Lobster, cover your ears, buddy. We got an ERA for Waka at 2.34 and an expected ERA of 4.43. So that's a pretty big difference. Is tonight the night that Waka's ERA progresses to the expected? I don't know.
Yeah, you know, Toronto hits a lot better at home too. So that regression could, if it happens, I think today it could happen. I'm staying away from the game. If I had to bet it, I would take first 5 under. Other than that, I'm just going to watch it and enjoy it.
That's going to be an enjoyable one. I'm looking at these numbers for Waka. He has allowed 5+ hits in all of his last 3 games. He had that nasty complete game shutout against the Angels on the road. But since, it's been solid. It's been solid, but a walk in every game, 5+ hits in every game, and only 7 runs allowed. The whip has come up from 0.91 to 1.04 in the last 3. Again, I feel like he's just so due. He has a career 1.31 whip, a career 4.03 ERA. He is not a 2.34 pitcher, man. He's not.
Yeah, I feel like you're leaning towards Toronto here.
I am. The stats, the expected numbers just don't. An expected slugging of 4.64. He had a 4.99 in the bottom 6% of the league last year. He wasn't this guy. I think he's been getting lucky, and his ERA compared to the expected ERA, it shows you that he 100% has 2 full runs under expected. It's crazy. His hard hit percentage, is way low. No, they're just not making contact on him like he usually does. I don't know. It's pretty interesting. conundrum here. I definitely lean Toronto. No real play for me here. I don't think Mike's model had anything either. Boston plus 126 was the edge, but a very small one. I don't know where that line is right now, but if it does keep growing, it looks like it's still 126. That's where I'd play it. Win Sportsbook's the best. But all right, next game. What's another one you want to talk? You want to talk a little West Coast Baltimore action out here, or what are you thinking?
Well, I think you wanted to talk about Woodruff, didn't you? Milwaukee.
Yeah, let's do that one really quick.
So
all right,
you're back in you're back in Woodruff.
I think this is just a potential World Series matchup. It's a sleeper World Series matchup, and it's a very interesting comparison between Shane Baz and Brandon Woodruff. I think that you're probably going to see a pitcher's duel tonight. We go take a look at what Mike's model gave us an edge on this morning. Man, it's Milwaukee. If you're getting even money,
I find it hard to back a pitcher coming off an IL. Didn't he have like hand issues where he couldn't feel his fingers, or it was some sort of like nerve endings or something? I think he had issues with. I don't know for sure. It's just hard to back a guy coming off the IL. A lot of pitchers have been bad coming back. Look at Lance Lynn when he came back for the Sox. I mean, he got buried his first game back. I know Tampa hasn't been hitting well either, though. So,
right,
I know it's tough.
Woodruff played 2 games in the minors. He pitched on the 18th and the 23rd. He allowed 1 earned run in 5 innings. In the last one, only 2 hits. So struck out 7. He struck out, and then he also pitched the first one. How's that even possible? Wow! In the first time he pitched, he only pitched 2.2. I'm guessing they were just stretching him out, and he struck out 7 of the 8 batters. So he dominated. He dominated in his rehab starts. It wasn't a problem.
Probably shouldn't worry about his feel then. He probably has his feel then. He should be all right.
If he struck out 7 batters, he struck out 14 batters in 7.2 innings in AAA.
Yeah.
I don't think he's having problems.
Against the Rays lineup, who doesn't have much power, they've had a lot of injuries this year. So, I mean, I could see you back in the Brewers at it.
And Mike has.
Did you get him at plus money?
You can still get them up to plus 103 right now, and that is good value according to the number edge sims here. Plus 1, they should be minus 115. The simulations have them expected to win at 53.4% of the time. And if you're interested in how that math always looks, like how it works, so if you go to this action app calculator, you put in. So Mike, again, he had them at minus 115, right? So 53.49 implied odds. And what you do is the book usually takes 2%. So instead of saying, this team you have to pay for a team that has a 53% chance to win, you actually are going to pay for a team you have to pay up. So what that expected line is, it's usually 2 cents. It's usually 10 cents at low numbers, right? That's kind of how it works. But minus 125 is basically what Mike is projecting this line should be. At 53.4%, you would expect to pay minus 125, and we're getting plus 103. So very good value here in the Sims. Woodruff seems to pass the eye test in the minors. I just think this offense has also picked it up a little bit in the last couple days. So most books offering even money right now for a team that I think should get this done.
Okay. Yeah. With that kind of edge, it's not a bad play at all.
Yeah. Look, they've been rough, right? They've been actually terrible on the road. They're 32-43 on the road, minus 11.8 units.
We don't like that.
Don't like that. But, this team is slumped a lot, had some problems, but I feel like Tellez is playing well. I feel like Yelich is playing well. They're not getting anything. And Adames is back, right? But they're not getting anything out of Urias. They have a gap in their catcher spot. Who is it? Like Navarez and it's not Keston Hiera. Is that their catcher? I don't even know. This is one of the teams I know the least about. Let's see their roster, their lineup here. Navarez is probably their catcher. Urias hasn't been great. McCutcheon's okay. The top of their lineup's pretty good, but like you're like Peterson and Taylor are wild cards. Urias is underperforming. Navarez is actually solid. I think they could do it. I like that even money. Give me even money on a team like this.
No play for me. I'm rooting for you.
All right, let's get it then. All right. Well, so those are a couple plays that I have listed on my premium today too. I took the Yankees minus 179. I don't know how you can't.
Yeah.
You think it's too steep? I mean, obviously
according to Mike's play or Mike's numbers have it looks like it's a good deal for you too, 179.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way when I saw the line, and when I saw Mike's numbers, I really just couldn't ignore it. I don't care who JP Sears is. I know Oakland put up 5 last night against Monty, but I honestly knew Monty had been struggling, and I still backed this stupid ass.
Yeah,
that one's on me. But tonight, how are you going to fade this offense? Like you can score 5 runs on them, and they're still.
It could possibly be like yesterday. Sorry, you're in and out over here. I feel like it could be like yesterday. They keep it close and maybe take Yankees in game for a better price. That's the way I'm going to look at it.
All right, I agree. If they go off though, it can be you split it up, maybe a small play early, and then if they fall, you can add more. I'm a little annoyed about this audio quality though too.
That's all right.
All right, maybe that'll be a little. I'm not sure really what's happening, but anyway, probably just my Wi-Fi. Oh, it looks like it's better now. Oh, okay. When it has problems, it actually has a thing on the dashboard. But let's keep going. Should we talk about the Yankees?
We'll get through it
more? Should we talk about?
Let's talk about. You're on the Padres. I think I kind of want to back the Snakes.
Interesting. Yeah, look, they've been better at home than you'd think, but I don't know. I really like the Padres bats here tonight. I think it's easy to hit out there in the desert. We can check out the VMIs for this team, but I just feel like they're going to see the ball well, Padres, and they could score some runs tonight. Yeah.
Zach Gallen at home, he's got pretty good numbers. As I think he's got like a 179 batting average at home. I mean, he doesn't give up a lot of runs at home. A lot of hits. Is Machado going to be playing? How's he doing?
Is he going to be in? I think that's a key part for tonight. I would imagine he's not playing because I feel like that line would be probably a little steeper. It looks like he might play. I'm looking at some stats right now. Did he play? I don't bet a lot of West Coast too much, but he played. Now he hasn't played since the 19th, so probably still up in the air. That's not great for the Padres, but I still think they can get it done.
Maybe I'm more like Arizona first 5 plus 0.5 if you could get that.
Yeah, that probably feels better to me, honestly. I just feel like Gallen has his issues. He did not look that great against the Phillies, and he just saw the Padres. And he did well, but, it's like another look at a guy, and you just saw him a couple days ago. That was in San Diego, which is, a little bit tougher to hit at, right?
Maybe at
so
11 Ks, maybe.
Yeah. I don't think he does that again, man. I think that's a performance from San Diego. That's not like Zach Gallen's so crazy. That was the best strikeout performance of his season. I don't think it happens again. Probably 4 or 5 this time max. I don't know. I'm on Padres. I think they get them done.
You're on Padres. I'll be on the Snakes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
See, Montas numbers against Diamondbacks are really good. F5 Undy. Gallen 7, 2, and 4 in the F5. Yeah. And that's probably money line. So if you can get that plus half a run there, that's probably pretty nice tonight. I don't hate that.
I'll be looking
I don't
on
hate that.
first
I think it
five,
could be
yeah,
tied.
for sure.
Yeah, I think it could be tied.
All right,
1-1.
now let's move on to Patrick Corbin, your guy.
Ooh, okay. One of the worst. Like literally, if we go with like here, how many pitchers do you think have a worse expected WOBA than Patrick Corbin this season that qualify on StatCast? How many?
That's tough. Can't be many. Can't be many at all.
Wait, I don't even know if Corbin.
But if you take a look at his numbers, like first time through the batter, he's halfway decent. But it's later in the game when they start seeing his pitches, like second time through, third time through, that ERA just balloons. I mean, so it's a possible in game too. Like if he holds Pittsburgh down to like no runs first 2 innings, I would take a look at a live team total on Pittsburgh or something.
Yeah, no, I agree. Now, to answer the question, unfortunately, StatCast's qualifications I don't really know what they are at right now, but he does have 250 plate appearances faced right now, Corbin, and only 2 pitchers in the majors have a worse expected WOBA than he does. It is Kikuchi and Bruce Zimmerman. So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Patrick Corbin. The X slugging is also really bad, bottom 7 in baseball. The expected batting average is just, again, 3rd worst in baseball. And you can give Antonio Senzatella, I can't even speak today. You can give him some of a pass because of where he plays. But it hasn't been pretty for Corbin. People are just getting good power off of him. The average exit velocity off of his pitches are 91 miles an hour. Again, bottom 10 in the majors. It hasn't been great. Now he does get some decent ground balls, which can help him. It helps pitchers like Kikuchi as well. But yeah, no, I'm not a Corbin guy. You think it's fade Corbin?
Yeah, it's crazy. The book, I believe the books and the Sims are both back in Washington.
Yeah, it's a little tough.
Can't get there, though.
It's a little tough. I can't go with it. I understand. I mean, I'm taking what's his name, Brian Reynolds, for my hitter parlay play tonight.
Okay, we could get into that too.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into that. And so the reason I'm on him tonight, if you want like maybe a player to get over a 1.5 total bases or to record a multi-hit game. So he's probably the best hitter against lefties that the Pirates have. Corbin being a lefty, of course. So it should be a good matchup for him tonight. I like him to maybe score a run as well. Maybe even knocking in an RBI is a little bit tougher because it requires. Who is at my door?
Hello. Hello.
Interesting. Hold on a second.
I'm so mad. Yeah.
Oh, I have no idea who's at my door, but okay. Well,
that's right. You want to go get that?
Do Sims adjust? Let's pull up this question. Do Sims adjust the last 5-10 games that not fully representative of the team? Yeah, no. So the way Mike Sims are a player-based simulator, so it's more about like how they've done for like the whole season. So if they play really well for an extended period of time, the team will improve. But it's pretty much like how good they are in their career and the respect that they're getting and their projections and everything that goes into it. So this isn't really much of a heat model. It's more of just like, if anything, this model is anti recency bias. So it does not really take into account if a team has been hot or if they haven't. It just sort of respects the components that they're built with. If that makes sense, Max. But yeah, always ask questions. I try to explain it the best I can. It's a Monte Carlo simulation if you're interested in what the nuts and bolts are like.
What do we got?
We got naked -HD XYZ. Oh no, we're getting attacked by bots, Tim.
Beautiful. We're getting botted.
I put user in timeout.
Nobody clicked those links.
5 minutes. They can come back. Well, or hey, look. Yeah, bonk. We need the horny police out for these bots. But okay, interesting game for sure. It's gonna be a cool night. I mean, all these matchups are very interesting in the sense that, like, you feel like the Yankees should win, but if they don't, it's a big deal. And you feel like, and then you have big matchups like Boston, Toronto, and Tampa Bay, Milwaukee, between like elite teams, Mets, Houston, top tier teams. You have something like Cincinnati and Chicago. What do we make about these bottom feeder teams playing each other? This series opening up tonight. Gross.
This one.
What do we think?
Yeah, this one's
You're a
tough for
Chicago
me
guy.
as a Cubs fan. For whatever reason, Luis Castillo always has good games against the Cubs. No matter what is going on, he always has good games against the Cubs.
Really?
Keegan Thompson's been really good too. Well, that's how I feel as a fan watching it. I feel like Castillo always dominates.
Check it out. Let's see if you're right.
You check the numbers.
We're checking them live. That's what I love about this. We can check them live, and everyone hanging out or watching this later can see if Tim is accurate or if he's not. I love it because this is like, that's what I'd say. Like, oh, the Yankees stink. Well, the Yankees stink on the West Coast road trips, but let's see if like the numbers back it up. So opponent game level stats here. Chicago Cubs. He's 6-5 against them. So not great, not terrible. 3.9395 ERA. Now, what about maybe
it
going?
Just feels that way.
Maybe it's when he comes to Wrigley. Where is it down here? Oh, game level. Sorry, those stats suck. A little worse.
Yeah, see?
So
it just feels that way, I guess.
He feels that way. He's still 3-2, so he has a positive win rate there in his career. 7 games played, about a hit per inning, but it's the walks have been problematic for him at Wrigley.
Yeah.
Which makes
sense. We are going to have the wind blowing out, so I mean that's always a factor.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now,
about 10 miles an hour, not too much wind, but enough to cause some balls to go out that aren't supposed to.
Yeah. Oh, look, he's probably going to give up 3 runs. He's probably going to give up 2 or 3 runs tonight.
The Lobster has Wilson Contreras as the hitter for his hit prop.
There we go. I like that. Yep. That's good. I think, like, I don't have the DraftKings sports book pulled up right here, but if I could get Chicago at home against Castillo first 5 runs over 1.5, I'd definitely jump. If Castillo's earned run prop is 1.5, I'd jump. It's probably gonna be 2.5. I'd imagine both of those are 2.5. But I feel like Chicago could put up some runs. Let's check. How has the totals looked for these teams coming off rest? Because neither played yesterday, right?
Right.
I think Tuesdays are interesting because you get these 1 day off scenarios. Interesting. Minnesota off rest loves going over, but it looks like the Cubs usually go under off of rest. I wonder why.
They just can't hit.
Are they just an under team? Where's Cincy? They are 6-4 off of rest for them. Okay, and they go over by a run on average. So it might be worth like taking a little bit of like an elevated one. I could see like a very high scoring game here for sure, right? Like a 6-5 type of game. Interesting. Are the Cubs just a bad? I think it could just be that the Cubs. No, they're a pretty middle of the pack over under team, which is actually
they're hit or miss.
Right. We know Cincinnati's one of the best over teams.
Cubs either score like no runs or they score about 9 runs. It's just one of those up and down roller coaster type teams.
Definitely. All right. And there's why Mr. Lobster took it.
So
Okay.
I was way out. Thanks, Rock Lobster.
Yeah. There we go. Now, Tim,
Wilson.
who are you taking? So we know that we're taking, for me, it's going to be Brian Reynolds. For Lobster, it's going to be Contreras for the Cubs. Who you got tonight?
I got Josh Donaldson of your New York Yankees.
He
so destroys. Take a look at his numbers against Montas.
Oh, against Montas.
I think he's batting around 600.
Got
to be close to. Got to be close to 600.
Josh Donaldson splits. Go to Baseball Reference. I wonder if this will have it here. Because he's faced so many pitchers. So I wonder what. I've never really looked at batter splits. Yeah, no, he does not have that. Where can you find batter versus
real quick?
I know, because I never look at batter versus pitcher.
Let me pull it up. I have something there.
I've literally never looked.
I do all the time because I love the hitter props, so I'm always looking at them.
I feel like.
Hang on.
I feel like it's just a little bit too much like where the book gets their info from, if that makes sense. Like books know that is what people are looking at to make their prop bets a lot. And like, sure, it definitely has its application. Oh, thank you. It's literally on Savant. I'm an idiot. I got you. I got you, Tim. I can pull it up.
4 hits and 7 at bats. 571 average. I don't know what else you got.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Here. Oop, I hit the wrong one. You have to hit Montas's picture, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We've had some pretty good success on our hitters props.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, this is pretty nice. The expected batting average and the true batting average are really close. The balls maybe went a little further than they were expected to, but it's legit. It's not, no one's messing around here. 3 home runs off the guy. And only 7 plate appearances. It's pretty nuts. And look, I think it could be a big night for the Yankees when Judge and Donaldson both have like expected WOBAs over 600 against somebody. You're probably in for it. So, and Judge doesn't even have a home run. I like maybe Judge. He's 4 for 4. Sorry, no, he's 2 for 4 against the guy with a double. That's not that crazy. But still.
Yeah, I mean, Judge is mashing everybody, so.
Mashing everybody. I love that guy. But, like a good expected WOBA is like 350. Just so everybody understands. Like the Yankees are making this line. This is making it look like you're supposed to have a 400. Like you're supposed to have a 350. So interesting. Look at this. Judge's exit velocity is off of him has been 103. He clobbers.
That's unreal.
I love that, man. Anyway, I'm on again. Yankees. I feel like just a little bit too good to ignore. Those solid red blocks are there because these are 2 of the best hitters in baseball.
Stanton's 4 out of the last 5 games home run.
Jesus, is that true? It feels like it's definitely true. He just does that. He has 18. Let's see. How are we looking? Yeah. It's crazy. 7 home runs in June, but 4 in the last 5 games. Absolutely destroyed the Astros. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. And we got Rizzo.
I mean, you pretty much love on the Yankees.
This Yankees team feels special, dude. Like, I don't think there's been a Yankees team this good since I was like a teenager. It's been like 10, 15 years.
So it's going to hurt so bad when they lose to the Houston Astros to get to the World Series.
ALCS.
Yeah.
We got the bots back. All right. Now, it's been a nice hour. We got 5 minutes left. Is there any last thing you're feeling? Let's really quickly, for anybody who's just like, flipping to the end, recap our picks. So I'm taking the Yankees. I like the Padres. I like the Brewers. I like the Astros. And I think the Phillies probably get it done too. Texas first 5 team total I took plus over 2.5 plus 110 just felt right. It's the Royals. I like the plus money. Houston first 5-team total over 1.5 -150. Again, a little juicy, half unit, half play, technically a quarter unit there. Because I still play half units on baseball compared to basketball. Baseball's ridiculous. But anyway, Tim, dude, thanks for hanging. What do you?
Hey,
What's
it's been a
like?
blast.
What's your card look like? What's the what do you play tonight?
Let me pull it up real quick. I got
the
Houston team total over 4. I like let me pull it up real quick. Atlanta, I like them first 5 under 4.5. I think that's gone now though. I have New York Yankees first half minus 0.5. Charlie Morton over 6.5 Ks, and we have our hit parlay.
Nice.
You have Reynolds, Wilson Contreras by the Lobster, and I have Donaldson. I think that was like plus 243.
Yep.
I think
yep.
when
Pretty good odds. Pretty good odds. I like it. I think we're in it to win it. We need a good night. I'm coming off of a little bit of a COVID cold streak here, trying to snap the out of it. But we are going to be back tomorrow with more market movers. I'm going to be joined by John Bowman, who is one of my good friends and a fellow just smart baseball guy, just like Tim here. Tim, always a pleasure. I will hopefully see you soon back here, maybe next week. I mean, it's been a little bit of a crazy month for me, but we're finally starting to settle down, and hopefully we got streams all July. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Thank you, Tim, for joining me, and see you soon.
Let's go.